everybody, continuing on with my showing how I'm going to play with this kraft-tex here. I'm going to put it on the cover of a book, and I'm going to cut a 10 by 10 piece. Just going to measure it off. Oops, don't need scissors, I need a pencil. So, ruler. 10. Just kind of roughing it here. That's 10. Then I'll do 10 from here. And use that as a guide. Okay. 10. 10, maybe out of frame here. 10 and 10. Close enough. And then 10. I'm just going to use my scissors. See how it cuts. Oh, it's real stiff to cut. It's not like cutting cardstock, not at all. This is a much stiffer substance if you don't have it and you've never cut it. So, yeah, you can probably hear it, maybe even. Yeah, this is not like cutting paper or cardstock at all. So, off my marks a little bit, but I'm going to have to trim it anyway. But okay, there's a 10 by 10 piece of the kraft-tex. Now, what I want to do is I'm boiling some water now because you're supposed to put it in boiling water. People say crinkle it, crinkle it, crunch it, whatever, and then soak it in the boiling water, I guess, for 10 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. Put this other stuff back in the plastic if I can, and I cannot. I'll do that. But then I'll come back and I'll show that. I guess I can crinkle it in front of you so you can see how I crinkle it. Okay. Because I want it to kind of look like a piece of leather. So, and you can see it's not, when you do that, you know, if that was paper, it would have already torn right here in these corners, but it has not. So, okay. And I want it to look like an old piece of leather, so I'm going to turn it the other way and do it the other way. And I'm going to do it on all the way to the corners, edges. This is, if it performs the way it's supposed to, we won't ever have to buy leather again. And it's not very thick, but it's going to perform like leather. I mean, look at this. It's not even tearing. Look at that. Okay. I'm supposed to put it in boiling water for 10 minutes. And that's what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. Back again. Trusty kettle. Trusty kettle, see? And I'll put down in there. Just a little bin. A little wash basin. And boiling water. Okay. Oops. Alright. Okay. Make sure it's down in there all the way. And I'll let it soak. And I'll come back, drag it out of there with my tongs, and I'll show you what we got then. Okay, been soaking about 10 minutes, and I'm going to walk away here and grab that with my tongs and pour it in my utility sink over here, and I'll be right back. probably still kind of hot in there. Okay. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna put a craft mat down here and bring it over here. Put it on one of these craft mats. Okay. I shall return. Okay. It's still wet. You can still see some of the creases in it. Let me see if it's... This is barely warm. You can still see some of the creases in it. Maybe the light will hit that just right to where you can see those creases. And I got some things to do this morning for a little bit, and I'll come back here in just a bit and maybe hit it with my heat tool and get it dry. Hang on a second. Do you think I should crinkle it while it's still wet? Maybe so. Let me see. Let me see, just a little bit, you think? Maybe? Crinkle? Crinkle just a little bit. Because I want it to look really, really weathered. I don't know why. I just think it should be able to do that. Okay, there. A little bit more. Okay. Now, I'll be back. Okay, this is what it looks like after it got all dry. I don't know if you can see the detail in the wrinkles, the crinkles. And I don't know if you can see on the back of this, it's got a totally different background texture behind the wrinkles, and that's the back side of kraft-tex, which, you know how when you hand make paper, you know, you put it on a screen and squish it through the screen, and it has that screen print thing, that indentations of like a screen, like window screen. So I guess that's just something that it's just a part of the manufacturing process. But it looks different from this side. I think you can tell that. But I do like the wrinklies. And I did, I hit it with my heat gun a little bit, and I scrunched it some more, and I wanted more scrunches in it, more wrinkles. So we'll see how this turns out. I think I'm just going to hit the high points with the ink pad and see what that looks like. See if I can ruin it. Okay. All right. I'll be back.